Hey y'all, it's Tasha. I am back with another video. Thank you so much for stopping into my channel. Y'all know the drill. I really shouldn't have to keep saying this, but I'm gonna say it. Like, comment, subscribe. You know what you're supposed to be doing. Don't just come here and watch without showing the love of hitting the subscribe button or at least liking or commenting below, okay? I'll give you a second. All right, now we can go ahead and get started with the episode. So we are back with another Married at First Sight review, still season 12. We are at episode 11. The couples have been now married for a month. So y'all, we only got one more month to go before decision day. Thank you, baby Jesus. Woo, it's been a lot, right? And I'm sure it will continue to be a lot until this train wreck of a season is over. But we're here to review and talk about it. So let's get into it, okay? All right, so the episode opens up after I basically fast forward through, the recap from last week because why? There's no point, so I don't watch that. But we see all the couples getting up for the day, and we see Ryan and Clara up first. And they are moving some of Clara's things into his house. Was y'all shocked by this? Because I was like, wait a minute. We getting serious, okay? So y'all planning for things after decision day. Like y'all really plan on staying together. Okay. Shocked the hell out of me, but okay. If y'all like it, I love it. But I really wasn't expecting that. But she says that she's been slowly bringing over boxes of her stuff, like a box a day, so that, she can start to, make his place their place. And she just starts kind of going down the laundry list of the things that she wants to do. And I'm like, you kind of want to change a lot about this man's house. I mean, I think Ryan will probably just end up going with the flow. But I was like, okay, Clara, you kind of making this place your space, not our space, because you want to, change out his furniture, change out the cabinets, change out the couches. You just want to do a whole overhaul of his house, but that's y'all business. But I was really just shocked because, especially with her being so unhappy with where they are physically right now, and the whole "I love you" thing, I'm just like, y'all go, okay, if y'all gonna last, we'll roll with that for now. So we see ugly ass Chris and Paige meet up. They give each other a cute little church hug and they meet up to play basketball. And they just play, one-on-one. And, Paige says in her confessional that if, basically if Chris can stay the course and, be committed, then, she can really see this working. And I'm like, do you need to borrow my glasses? Do you need some contacts? No, this ain't gonna work, but whatever. So Paige brings up the information that, Pastor Dwight gave her when they met up about, him being engaged before. So she asked him about that. And he said he wasn't going to tell her, how long they knew each other before they got engaged, which I'm sure it was quick, just like it was with Mercedes. But he says he was about 20 years old. He was young. Things just didn't work out between the two of them. So, therefore he didn't get married. But in this moment, Chris isn't being a complete asshole, but we know it's coming. So it's really hard to give him credit for anything because we know it's only a matter of time before he's going to get under our skin again. So, but he is doing pretty much the bare minimum. And you see Paige gets, smiley and giggly. And it's just like, girl, can we stop doing this? Because every time he gives you the slightest inkling of him liking you or saying anything sweet or saying anything Christian, like, you get, you want to take your panties off. Okay. So Eric, Virginia, Ryan, and Clara, they meet up to go to dinner. And of course, Eric continues to feed us kind of pretty much the BS of, everything's great between him and Virginia. They're doing good. And I'm just like, can we stop with this narrative, Eric? It's like you're trying to convince yourself and the rest of us that y'all are doing so great. Yes, y'all get along. Yes, y'all have physical attraction to each other. But to me, that's about where it stops, because y'all just keep avoiding the hard conversations because you don't want to get out of this kind of, I guess, little honeymoon bubble that you're still in, where things are just all still supposed to be so cute. And you can't survive on a marriage like that. So it's like great that everything is going great, but again, y'all haven't really addressed anything that seriously, could impact a marriage. And until you do that, y'all can kiss me with the rainbows and butterflies that y'all doing. So get your head out the clouds. They basically said this has been the quickest they've ever told anybody that they love them. Clara basically says, she'll give Ryan pretty much a smooth 6 months. And if he doesn't say it by then, she's out. So I'm like, okay. But lately it seems like, and I noticed it during this scene and then throughout the episode, but Clara seems a bit checked out. Is it just me that's feeling that from her? It's like she's kind of in and going through the motions, but a piece of her always seems like she's already checked out of the relationship because things are pretty much not going how she planned. I think if they were having sex, she'll be completely fine, but that seems to be a big deal for her. And because they're not, that seems to have her mind just like, whatever, I'll do what I need to do. But until we do that, or he tell me I love you, yeah, no, I don't see this working. So then we see Paige, Bree, and Haley. They meet up to give each other kind of updates on how things have been going. Bree says, how things are going really well with her and Vincent, and we do see that this episode. Haley says that things have been good. They're in the same bed, which, hey, progress. So it's minor, but for them, it's progress. Paige shares how Chris bought Mercedes a Mercedes and that he's still operating as a single man. And we're like, yeah, we try to tell you that the night of the wedding, pretty much. So, of course, Haley and Bree are just like, they're trying to be gentle with their words and trying to be supportive, but they're really giving her some, questions that she really needs to think about. And I'm so happy that as they were kind of going through this, Paige finally had the revelation of, am I in love with the idea of marriage or the person that I'm married to? And I'm like, bingo, finally the light bulb has gone off, because the rest of the world could see you were only in love with the idea of being married, not married to Chris. So I'm happy that the girls were able to finally kind of get her to have that revelation that Chris ain't it. Like, marriage is still cool, but not with this person. So I'm glad that was being able to, be out there. But we all know you can sing until you're red in the face, and until Paige is ready to truly put her foot down and make a difference, there's nothing anybody can say to make her change her mind, because the minute Chris comes around and feeds her some BS, she's going to be all smiles once again. So Haley and Jacob meet with Haley's friend, who is a tarot card reader. Now, I don't know about this whole tarot card and believing in that. I mean, if you do, cool. But I'm not sure if I buy into that. But she's, getting the table ready and get all the cards and stuff out. And then she starts reading the cards. Now, as she's reading, I'm like, a lot of what you're saying sounds eerily familiar of what we've already heard before. So did Haley basically feed you some stuff, or did she already, have conversations with you and you basically pulled from those conversations? Because she didn't say anything new that we didn't already know about the two of them. Talked about them kind of having a friendship instead of, more of a romantic relationship. One of them trying to control the other. Haley having anxiety around relationships. Like, we've discussed all of that. So I don't think I really buy this whole cards thing. The only thing she said is that their life paths align together, which is not that common from what she's saying. Again, I don't know nothing about no tarot card reading, but she says that their life paths align. And I'm like, okay, whatever that means, but y'all still not gonna make it. So yay, let's move on. So Virginia and Eric, they have a picnic. There's lots of wine in tow, as we, would expect. And as they, show the scenes, I tried to pay attention to make sure they weren't trying to play the same clip over and over again to just make it look like Virginia was drinking a lot. But then when she did about the third pour and the bottle was more than half gone, I was like, no, homegirl is throwing it back. And Eric was sitting there with his little seltzer water, like, I'll get you one glass, but I'm gonna be drinking this water. We not going through no whole bottle of wine. But Girl, oh my goodness. I don't think there is a scene that she's not drinking. Oh gosh. Anyway, they talk about, moving into each other's places, I guess kind of making those discussions about after this is over. And she doesn't want to move into his place. He doesn't want to move into her place. And then he's talking about, well, they can compromise on it. And he's like, oh, I have the compromise. If you want to be with me, you'll move into my place or something like that, he said. And I'm like, but that ain't a compromise. That's giving you what you want. And I'm glad Virginia said it like that. That's just giving you what you want. That is not called a compromise, Eric. What you mean if she's not going to be with, if she's going to be with you, then she's going to live at your place? Like, what? I am so sick of him and like these ultimatums that he just blurts out about. That's a deal breaker. It's just not going to work. That just doesn't make sense. Like, he's always saying something like that. And it's at the point where it's driving me crazy. Like, I don't care for Virginia, but I really don't care for Eric. Like, he gets on my nerves. And in this scene, I know I've talked about it plenty of times about them having like a daddy-daughter type relationship. And that's exactly what this scene is like showing us. Like, he's putting his foot down about her having a midnight curfew or something like that. Like, it was just crazy and awkward. And I'm just like, it's really weird, but whatever. If y'all think y'all can skate through all these issues and still make it work, more power to you. But you can't. Giggle and smile through the hard conversations. You got to have them and get them over with. But in my opinion, Eric wants to be with somebody who's at the Capitol in January. Okay? All right. So Paige and Chris, they meet up to play pool. He's in his little plaid couch looking Steve Harvey outfit. She's cute in her little crop top and jeans. If he wasn't such a jerk, this would totally be such a cute little date that they was having, especially in the beginning. But in true Chris fashion, it turns for the worse real fast. So he tells us in the beginning, he's getting attracted to her, and now, she's beautiful. She has a nice body, which we already know you was having sex with her because of her body and her booty. So we already knew that piece. But I'm just like, so when he said that, all of a sudden that y'all just had a little janky Bible study, y'all done played some basketball, and now y'all playing pool, all of a sudden you find her attractive. Okay. So they kind of, after they get done playing pool, they sit down and they start talking. She says that she needs consistency. He says she does not communicate. So it seems that he's called her a few times and she has not answered. And she, I don't know if this was, one occasion that she's referring to or plenty. They kind of didn't go into details of the other calls, but she did say at one time he tried to call, she was with her mom. So that's why she didn't answer. And she was like, you could have just sent a, quick text. And he's like, nah, I don't really be texting. I like to talk. Like, what's the big deal of sending a quick text? And then she just would have been able to tell you she was doing whatever with her mama and she'll call you back or whatever the situation was. Like, Chris, texting is not a big deal. And it's called compromising, of trying somebody else's form of communication to see if it may work, and not just being so stubborn in what you want. And then when what you want does not pan out, you throw a tantrum. Oh, whatever. So he says that she's not meeting his emotional needs. And when he says that, Paige definitely gets a little amped up. I'm like, ooh, she has finally had enough. And I think this is the straw that is going to break the camel's back finally. So she gets a little amped up. She tells, him that, you really don't respect me. He's like baffled as, I don't respect you. No, you don't respect her or nobody else for that matter. He says he doesn't have a connection with her mentally, and mentally he's gone. And basically saying that she doesn't want to hang out outside of filming, that he's called her 5, 6, 7 times. And she don't ever say nothing or call him back or don't answer his phone calls. So basically he says that they're at a dead end. I'm like, whoa, how did we get here from literally 2 minutes ago in the scene? Your attraction is growing to her. She's beautiful. Y'all having a good time playing pool, to now y'all are at a dead end and you just checked out. You're not emotionally, mentally attracted to her or whatever. I'm like, True Chris fashion. I didn't expect anything less. Thanks for not letting us down. So the whole meeting was basically a waste of time because they just keep talking in circles. For the whole month that we've kind of been following and listening to them, it's just been the same thing over and over again. Y'all are getting along, you get upset, you have a confrontation, you come back together, things settle down, you say you're going to start over. And then you just keep that cycle over and over and over again. And it's just exhausting. And I'm just like, y'all just need to call it quits. Like, this ain't good for either one of y'all, especially Paige, because of the gaslighting that he's doing. But even for him, just let him look like a fool. Like, stop letting him make you look crazy. So it's officially their 1 month anniversary, and all the couples are out to celebrate their anniversary. So Vincent actually surprises Bree with, I guess it was like a little, I think that's a yacht. I'm not sure if it's not a yacht, what type of boat it was, but he surprises her with a little boat ride, and on the boat, it's all decorated. It's like super cute. They watch their wedding video together, and then they go, on the deck of the boat, and they actually have dinner and everything. It was just so cute. Like, I hope this is the new and improved Vincent that we're seeing now that they've had their meeting with Dr. Viviana. But I'm hopeful that if he can stay on this road of not getting aggravated and agitated when things don't go his way, I think they could be really good going forward. But it was so funny that when they were about to eat, they had a bottle of champagne. He was ready to pop it. And Bree was like, oh, champagne Vinny. And this time they were able to actually laugh about it instead of him getting all his feelings about it. So that was so cute to see them finally make progress. So please don't F this up, Vincent. Don't F it up. Okay. Thank you. Haley and Jacob, they then go on a date where they're doing like wine tasting, I think, or barrel tasting. I don't know if there's a difference. Whatever, they was drinking alcohol. So they talk about where they are, and they can agree that, you know, they're not where they maybe thought they would be when they kind of compare themselves to the other couples, but they're hopeful with the progress that they have made, and I was as well. So they go through their wedding book, and as they start to go through and they show flashbacks kind of the wedding, we can like literally see Jacob start to pull back, and I already know he's about to start with the shits. I'm like, y'all was having a good time. Haley was trying. She was here having a good time. She wasn't bringing up no old stuff. Like, she was being nice. Like, everything was going good. And here comes Jacob. So he just needs to, in my opinion, let whatever happens. Like, she's already told you that, you know, she kind of starts to pull back, and it's something that she's done in the past and something that she realized she was doing with him. We already know she's not 100% attracted to him, but the attraction may grow. And I think he's trying to force her to say she likes him. She thinks he's good looking. She's attracted to him. I don't know what he wants her to say, but it's like he's forcing her to say something, and she's not ready to say that. And it's like, you're like a hamster on a wheel just going around because she's not there yet. I think if you just leave it alone and let her come around and just continue to have fun and enjoy each other, I think she would eventually come around. But he's being so pressing about the issue that is so like annoying. And so I'm like, Jacob, why did you like mess up? Y'all was in such a good place right now, and you just completely messed it up. But anyway, so he just, talks about how, what did he say? He talks about her, hugging, and she's like, yeah, I hug strangers because, I'm probably not going to see those people again. And he says, well, in 4 weeks, you won't see me again either. And I'm just like, wow. So we going there, Jacob? We going all the way there? Okay. So he does a great job of making up stories in his head and perceiving it as reality. I've said this maybe last week or a few weeks ago that he does that a lot of. He has a play-by-play of how things are supposed to go. I say this, she says that. I do this, she's going to do that. And when things don't play out that way, he gets upset about it. And I'm like, you can't continue to do that. Even after this whole marriage and this doesn't work, you can't continue to do that in the future in relationships if you expect to have a relationship with somebody. Like, you have to take things as they are and not assume what is happening based on whatever story you made up on in your head. Like, it's just, he was being such a total jerk. Like, I have definitely been on Haley's case because I believe in the beginning she was kind of giving some mixed signals and things like that. But again, after she shared how she was feeling and everything like that, I felt like that really was what Jacob needed to hear, kind of to see where they are. And now that she's shared it, like, dude, you have to either just accept it and y'all move forward with that, or you don't and just leave the relationship alone. Make a decision. So Eric and Virginia, they basically go to a hangar and they look through their wedding book for their anniversary. Virginia looks the best that she's ever looked in any scene in this particular scene. So I'm like, girl, you must be drinking some water and laying down the alcohol just a bit. Good job. So they share their vows again, and we have to see them being, you know, this giggly, goofy, awkward when they get into these scenes. And I'm like cringing of, can y'all just stop? Because it just seems so fake. But they go and he takes her on a plane ride in this little small plane that I would never step foot in. Okay, don't put me in no 2-seater small plane. No. But we know this is his world. He loves flying. So he absolutely, you know, loves taking her to see this view that he's able to see. They have a really good time and they really have cute moments together, you know, telling each other I love you and all this stuff. But again, if you don't agree on these major aspects of your life, you know, politics, children, I don't know how you expect to skate through all that stuff and think you're just going to be able to kiss and have sex your way through it. Not going to work. Ryan and Clara, then they go on a helicopter ride for their anniversary, and she basically still looks annoyed. She continues to bring up that they have not had sex and she don't know what's going on. She asks him what has been the highlight basically for the past month, and he's just like, you know, just every day, just coming home and being with you every day. And I'm like, that ain't good enough, Ryan. I need something else, okay? I need some more information. But she says she thinks Ryan is waiting on the big I love you before he wants to jump in and have sex. And she's hoping that's on the anniversary. And I'm like, good luck with that, girl. Don't hold your breath because I don't think it's coming. But, you know, good faith. They show Paige, and of course, Chris is not there at the apartment as she is able to celebrate their 1-month anniversary by herself and look at the wedding video. So the producers, you know, do ask her what is her next steps, and she says she's now working on her individual journey. So can we all give a round of applause for that? Like, I hope and I pray you are finally done with this jerk and you can finally move on to do the things that are most important for you. Because, girl, before you was choosing violence. Now you choosing yourself. And I hope we don't have to go back there. Okay, let's keep moving forward and not fall back down that gutter hill with Chris. Okay. So Ryan and Claire, they go back to his house. He has his backyard all decked out, kind of how they had talked about it when they were there earlier in the episode. And it's super cute. And they have dinner, and their dinner is just like so awkward. It's a lot of silence. It's really not much talk about substance, about anything. And they watch their wedding video together. And that's basically it between the two of them. Like, again, Clara just is so sexually frustrated. She just don't know what to do with herself. And it just comes off like she is aggravated and annoyed every scene that we see from her from now on. But, like, oh, girl, it's going to be a long road, long road. So Virginia and Eric, they do eat dinner together, and then they exchange gifts. She gets him a blanket with her face and the dog's face on it so that he can have that when he's out of town flying and stuff. And he's like, I love it. Thank you. Thank you. It's so cool. And I'm like, you hate it and it ain't even cute, but okay. And then she also gives him a little voucher of coupons. So, you know, those little like lover coupons book of a foot massage, a back rub, a date night out or something like that. So she gives that to him and he says he loves it too. And I'm just like, no, you don't. And then he turns around and gives her a framed picture of the coordinates of where they first met. And I'm like, really, Eric? That's an anniversary gift for your wife? She says she loves it, but again, like him, I can see she is lying through her teeth. of not loving it. That gift was more for him, not for her. He likes stuff like that, not her. Like, give her something that she would like if you're going to do something like that. Great gesture, but that ain't her style, Eric. Give her a bottle of wine. That's the way to her heart. Give her some liquor. That means I love you, Virginia. Give that to her. Not no coordinates. She don't know what that stuff is. But pretty much that's how the episode ends, with them two kind of just going gushing over their gifts that they really don't like from each other. But I was happy to see, well, I don't want to say happy because I don't want to be excited about the detriment of really anybody's relationship except for Chris and Paige. Excited about that. But not for, anybody else's demise of their relationship. But it definitely seems that from the previews of next week, they are finally getting to some of the more serious conversations. And it looks like Virginia has had it up to here with Eric. And I don't blame her at all if she absolutely has. But I am happy to finally see them maybe having some deeper conversations and really taking those hard discussions head on, that again, you're not going to be able to avoid spending the rest of your life with someone. You just need to address it, deal with it, figure it out now if it's going to be a deal breaker, rather than just fluffing your way through it and then you realize y'all are 5 years down the road with a kid on the way and realizing you really don't agree on the same values and y'all don't like each other. Figure that out now while you can get a way out when you can say no at decision day, than wasting anybody's time in dealing with this. So I'm excited. She said she feel like she's drowning and she don't know if she can put up with this. So we will see what happens next week with, the lovebirds of Eric and Virginia. But that was the whole episode, y'all. It wasn't a ton that happened, but we'll see what next week brings. Looks like a little bit more drama. I just hope I don't have to see Chris no more, at least in the same room with Paige. I know I still have to see him because, contractually he's still got to film, but I hope finally him and Paige saga is completely over with. Let me know what y'all thought about this week's episode. Y'all thinking about the couples, who's staying, who's going, has your mind changed? Let's chat it up in the comments below, and I'll catch y'all in the video next week. Peace.